Nothing like a beautiful fire. And here's some geese flying over. I don't know if the microphone's picking up or not. This is my new S6 pad, and it doesn't work as well as my Tab A did. The Tab A was much better. The Tab A, when I did speak to text or whatever, it would pick it up right away. This one here, it sits there and constantly changing it back and forth for a minute. I have to wait and see what it comes out with before I send it, because it keeps on changing it. Some wood on that fire. They can't find where they're heading very well in the dark like this. It's crazy dark out there. So they keep flying and heading trying to get to the lakes or the river. But I keep hearing one out behind my house. It sounds like it just landed out there in the field. Just trying out live. Seeing if anybody shows up, but it's kind of late, so most of the people that I know that would come on are on the East Coast, so or they're doing live chats themselves. And some snappy wood. Definitely nice and warm. Gosh, I love a good old fire. It's probably 28 degrees out here right now. 27 degrees. This is the fire I just started. I'll post a video tomorrow of the fat wood I just found. I found it about 2 weeks ago when I was out hiking, but I just finished off the video today of starting a fire with it. And this is the fire. And I used my Coughlin's ferro rod. A lot of people, they sit there and say Coughlin stuff is junk, but I have one of their old metal axes that I've had laying out here by my fire pit out here for years. I let it lay in the snow, the rain, the heat, just stays out here right by my fire pit and still working fine. Hey, chippers. Can you hear me? I sure hear lots of geese flying over. Okay, this is the first time I've done this, so I wanted to make sure everything was working right. One of these days you guys should come over and we could have a little life sitting around the fire. Yeah, I was sitting out here watching a movie and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go live and see. See how this pad hooks up. And it is pretty good, I guess. Only bad thing is you sit too close to the fire and the pad reflects the heat so it gets nice and hot. Got to be careful of that. You'll ruin your $300 investment. Hey, Mrs. Chippers. Now I see why some of the guys use a second thing to look at the chat and respond on chat, because it only stays up for a second, just quick enough, or just enough time to read the quick comments. And yeah, that's what Mrs. Chipper said. She got 2 teal. Seems to be a productive spot you guys got out there. Okay. I had to scoot back a little bit because my pad was getting hot. Now it's starting to cool down a little bit. I don't want to ruin it. Dang. I got some of those they're called stacks. They're like wax little logs. And I picked up those last year at Walmart on clearance. And I tossed one of those on the fire, and boy, did they get hot. Well, that's good. But you guys have had other things going on, so putting in that new fireplace. Pop. You guys should do a live when you... Oh, you can't. Unless you're on your computer. Actually, I think you can. There's a program you can download to go live. Yeah, I noticed that with my cameras too. The batteries, they were really short-lived. I bought them off of Amazon for that one camera I use with my daughter's, the one with the night vision. And they've only lasted about 4 charges, and now they don't even hold the charge. Yep, same as mine. They last just a couple minutes and then they just die. But you can't, the ones that came with the camera, you can't find those. You buy the aftermarket ones and they just, like I said, last 4 or 5 charges and then they're just stop working. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see if I can get out and do any more duck hunting this year, because I'm gonna start working 6 days a week now. So well, in another couple weeks, I think. It's nice once you get the fire nice and hot, because then it just warms you up. Putting those bricks in there. Gotcha. It is. It's nice and warm. My legs are nice and warm. Especially with all the moisture in the air. It's pretty chilly. It's getting really foggy again, so it's going to be crazy foggy in the morning and icy again. Yeah, that's the bats. Or these lives like this, you gotta be comments or something in there and stuff, and then you can't. If you do, you can get in trouble, or you end up getting trolls. So you just gotta limit. I used my chipper's axe tonight. That's what I named it. I call it my chipper's axe. I just cooked hot dogs a few minutes ago. Oh, I should do one of these lives when I'm cooking steaks. Yes, it is getting colder. You know, it's funny, you sit around the fire outside for a couple hours and then you go inside and it's like all of a sudden you feel cold when you go in. Yeah, I got one of those those racks. I did a video on that a couple weeks ago. And I put some steaks in that, and it actually worked really good too. I'll have to make one of, or I think might have posted one of using the hot dog forks for cooking steaks too over the fire. It actually works quite well. And I did the shish kebab with them. I put peppers and then onions and strip of steak and then more peppers and strip of steak, and it was actually really good. Well, if you guys make it over this winter sometime, we can do that. We can cook some over the fire. Pull out a couple of those forks and cook us some steaks and hot dogs or whatever. Steaks take a while, but boy, do they come out smoky and delicious. Some of the wood I put on here was a little wet, so it's taking a little longer to catch on fire. Yeah, you too. A third person popped in for a second, but then left. That's because I've never really done chat, so No one's actually looking for me popping up. Or I mean live. Oh, there's a third. Not sure who it is. That's the thing, it doesn't show you. It just shows you got 3 people watching, but it doesn't say who they are unless they make a comment. Yep. For sure. Nope. One thing about a nice warm fire like this when I'm sitting out here by myself, I could just fall asleep. Yeah, then it would get cold. Then I would wake up. We gotta start getting Christmas decorations put up pretty soon. The wife is like, yeah, you need to get in that shed and get those boxes out. Nothing like a crackling campfire. Oh, here's some more geese. For sure. Oh, yeah. You can sit and watch a campfire burn for hours. Even your pioneer campfire. And you can cook food with both of them. Just it's easier to use pans on yours. Yeah, I seen you sent me or one of you sent me a picture of you cooking. Hey Sherry, one of you guys sent me a picture of you guys cooking the pancakes and waffles on your stove. Yeah, it's like 27 degrees out here, and it's getting really foggy right now. So it's always nice to sit at a nice fire. And then there's so many people out there that don't want to work. One of my kids works at a place and they only schedule them on the weekends at night. And they're always trying to get people to come in during the week. And it's like, I've told my kid, you know what? Maybe once they start scheduling you during the week, then you can start volunteering to go in. It's like they keep scheduling people that are always calling in. It doesn't make sense. It's like, why do you schedule people who are calling in all the time constantly, but the ones who never call in, you only schedule them 1 or 2 days a week? It's kind of silly. Yeah, some places just don't make sense. I don't know. They complain they don't have enough employees, but then they don't act like they want employees. That doesn't make sense at all. That piece of fat wood I found the other day, chipper, I went ahead and finished the video with it today. That's how I started this fire. It's just amazing. You can find that stuff anywhere. You just go find an old stump somewhere and there it is. Thanks for stopping by, Sherry. Have a good night. Dang, if I get out one of my chairs, it's got the bottom that comes out where you rest your legs on, so it kind of lifts up your legs. I could go right to sleep out here, dang. Just getting up early is like crazy. You do it all the time, I know, but I'm not used to it. Not as early as I have been getting up. I guess I should have put some of that coloring stuff in the fire, huh? Then I could have did this with some of the neat colors jumping around in the fire. I'll have to remember that next time. I might do this again next Saturday. Or Friday. Depending. Flame's going down. I have to put more wood on it. It's getting cold. Yeah, that might be a good idea. You can post those preview videos like that. Yeah, like you were saying. I gotta figure out how to do that. Guess I could just post a regular video saying I'll be live. Because somewhere I know there's where you can mark it as like a premiere, where it's gonna be. Hi, kids. I just cooked some hot dogs over the fire a little bit ago before I went live. They sure tasted good. Wow, the fog's really rolling in. Can only see about 50, 60 yards right now. Yeah, I was just sitting around at the fire thinking, I was getting ready to start. Well, I started a movie. I was watching a part of a movie, and I'm like, you know what? Let's see if I could go live. I haven't did it with this S6 pad yet, so actually works pretty good. And then the when somebody puts a comment in, it pops up on the bottom of the screen. I'm holding it sideways, so it's on the bottom left where it pops up. And then after a few seconds, it disappears. It's kind of cool. Definitely when I cooked those steaks over the fire, it sure made them smoky. Gosh, if you keep moving around and keep it in the smoke. But if I over smoke it, Just got smoke in my eyes. But if I over smoke it, then it wants to give me acid reflux. So I got to be real careful with that. I got to eat it early enough or not go to bed for about 3 hours after eating. I usually get a good deal on those top sirloin steaks. And they seem to, I mean, they're not an expensive steak. Well, you're getting old. But they're not an expensive steak, the top sirloin, but they actually barbecue or cook over the fire really nice and stay nice and are pretty darn tender. It's funny, I can't feel that much heat on my hand, but the back of my pad's getting really warm. It's like, dang, it's funny how it reflects off the electronics like that. I might go back out to that place and see if I can find another piece of fat wood. There was a 6-7 stumps out there just right in a row. So maybe you guys can go with me. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I can't remember what that app is. If you download the app, even if you don't have the 1,000 subscribers, you can go live. But I think you're limited to a half hour or something like that a month or something like that, unless you pay for it, the program. Hey, Mark. How you doing? Oh, that was a dry piece. Oh, yeah. Up here in eastern Washington, it's nice and cold. We had a bunch of black ice today. Yeah, I decided to come outside and sit around the fire. And I was watching a movie, and I'm like, well, this is boring. Let's go live and see how that works out with this new pad. I don't know. Remember last year, Doug? It started out cold, and then it stayed into the 30s in the end of December all the way through January, February. And it never got enough where there was enough ice on the lake. At least enough that I would trust. But there's those big, tasty trout in that river. Wow, that fog is really moving in. There was a tree right next door I could see, but I can't even see it now. It's gone. My wife's got the dryer going, so it's fogging it, helping fog up my backyard too. Because all the moisture's staying down low. Eugene, Oregon, huh? That's down there where, well, a little ways from Grizz. Hey, Deidre. Where's the thumbs up? I hate doing updates on my electronics because it always messes everything up. I just did an update on my phone the other day, and when I would be on texting, it would give me a little phone or icon up in the right corner where I could click on it so I could actually call the person. The update took that away, and it's like, what? Ooh, that was a loud one. That's almost scary. Man, one thing I like about this fire pit, it came with one of those racks, this metal pole right here, and the rack swung around over the fire so you could use the rack to cook on. And then it's got this outside ring right here. You can put your feet up on it. Oh yeah. To dry out your shoes. Just gotta watch your pants don't get too hot. That's funny. Yep. Then if you don't, it just keeps bugging you and bugging you and bugging you, telling you got an update. Or it'll just schedule it and do it in the middle of the night. Oh, cool. I know with my job working late, I don't catch too many people when they're going live anymore. Yeah, that's what I figured. But I guess it's winter time. What else are we gonna do? Can't go out and play too much, so we might as well all go live. I know I kind of miss when I had all that free time when I had my neck injury and I was going through those surgeries and stuff. And on L&I kind of miss that. I miss being lazy and just watching movies all day. But not really. I'd rather be working. Yeah, I had seen that she had passed. She was a fun lady to talk to. Yeah, when I got injured, the insurance company only approved to do the first surgery, which I blew out two discs in my neck, and they only approved fixing one, the one that was giving me the major issue, and the surgeon's like, well, he's coming back again because it's going to go right to the next one because the other one's blown out too, which it did. And it took like 3 years before the insurance company finally approved the second surgery, which now I'm fine. So after the first one, where I place of employment was like, well, it doesn't look like you're gonna be getting much better, so you won't be able to do your job. And I'm like, well, the surgeon said if they would just do my other, or they would have did the whole surgery at once, I would have been fine. So they ended up laying me off, and then, 2 years after I got laid off, the insurance company finally approved the second operation, and boom, right after the operation, heck, I was fine. Went back to work, everything. It's crazy. Well, it kind of makes you sick when insurance companies think they're doctors. I'd say it's probably right now about 27 degrees, something like that here. It's gotten down into the mid-teens a couple times at night, but looks like it's going to get to into the 40s over the next couple days here. Then it's supposed to get back to the 30s and 20s and down to the teens at night. Well, that's nice. Yeah, it's funny in this area here. Last year it was cold in November and probably about halfway into December, and then it really cold where it was down to the teens at almost every night, and then boom, it got to the mid 30s during the day and low 30s and upper 20s through January and February. It was like really strange. It used to be where January, February was always our worst month, but now it's the last couple of years it's been December. It's weird. Yeah, I know you were going through the same thing when you got injured, Doug. Yeah, that was the weird thing. Middle of April getting snow here. And then that late frost in middle of May that killed off all our garden. That was crazy. Yeah, once after that middle of May frost happened and I planted those other tomatoes and stuff in my garden, they grew like crazy. Doesn't it get really hot down there in Houston in the summer? Awesome, thank you. Oh yeah, I'm sure. My family wants to move to northern Arizona or New Mexico. They're getting really tired of this state we live in. Wow. Yeah, we went to the Grand Canyon 2 years ago. Not this summer, but last summer. And oh my gosh, we were down there with all the flash floods and stuff. It was crazy. They had to close down the Grand Canyon on the one side where the old uranium mines used to be, just because all the lightning strikes that area. It can get pretty wicked down there in the middle of summer. But it's kind of neat how different parts of this country, the weather is so much different. Like in August, what was it, 10 years ago when we were back in Sturgis in South Dakota, we had this crazy rainstorm and the lightning. Oh my gosh, I've never heard lightning so loud before. It was crazy. And then and then right after we left, they had big old giant hail balls hitting and destroying people's bikes and stuff. Boy, I'm running low on wood. I need to go chop me another piece of wood real quick. All right. I'll be right back. Yeah, you're down there where it's crazy down there. That Arizona, Utah, into Texas in there, that's just, yeah, it gets pretty crazy. All right, Chippers, got your little camp axe out here. Yep. Wow. I brought down a couple pieces of wood, but they're really hard. There we go. It's not as sharp anymore, Doug. All right. Found some white or some dry pieces. Had to dig them out. There we go. Now you can see the fire at least. Nothing like a good cozy fire. Had a tarp on the stack of wood out there, but it got blown off the other day. And then all this moisture came down and got it all wet, or at least the top. Oh yeah, that's a lot of wood. That'll make a good one. Well, I brought down some big pieces of wood, and I only got a little camp axe out here. It doesn't have a lot of force behind it. Guess I could go get my big axe, but then I'd have to get up and move around a little more. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. There we go. Oh, now that's a nice one there. All right. Now I can sit back down for a little bit. Ooh, look at that. Dang, there's something about a nice warm fire that makes me want to go to sleep. Sorry about that. I'm shaking it while but mostly just pine. I got some, I don't know what the tree was. It was some kind of a pine tree bush that was in my front yard that I cut down. I don't think I've been using any of that yet. Oh yeah, it's a nice big old flame. Yeah, it's pine. That stuff that I cut out of my front yard a year and a half ago, that stuff's not dry enough yet. I was able to split a couple of them though, so, and I burnt some of those earlier this year, or a couple weeks ago. One of those big rounds out of that thing. But this is the stuff I got up in the mountains. Wow, that's a pretty fire, dang. I know, too bad you didn't have your wood stove in when I had those 2 elm trees cut down. Those would have burned good in that. in the your stove. They're just not good in an open fire like this because it's too hard of wood. I mean, it works. It just doesn't burn like this. Yeah, those hardwoods, they last a lot longer in those stoves. Pine burns way too fast. And blue and whatever other colors that stuff makes. Yeah, well, up here you only got so many areas where you can go collect wood in the mountains, and it's just pine where the areas that are open. I mean, there's a couple other kinds of trees up there, but I'm not that great at identifying trees. We got alder patches up there, but those are all live trees and you can't cut those down. You can only cut down snags or ones that are already laying down. My knee is smoking. Oh yeah. All these softwoods burn a lot better outdoors when you don't have the... That's why I put these bricks inside my fire pit, because it had this mesh stuff around it and it wasn't holding enough of the heat, so I put these bricks in there, and it actually burns a lot better since I put those bricks in there, because it reflects the heat, so it gets it burning really good. Looks like the fog's lifted a little bit. I can see that tree again. And the one in the next yard up. Oh, that feels good. Yeah, that'll be good. Cameras don't work very well when the batteries are go bad. It's so funny this late at night listening to geese flying over because another little group just went over. The other day when I was driving down the road, there was a mallard drake in the road, and he flew up right in front of me. I slowed down best I could because it was kind of icy, so I couldn't just hit my brakes. I didn't want to end up spinning or in the ditch. And he flies up, and he's like flying right over my hood. And it's like I'm like slowing down, and he's like right there in front of my windshield, and it's like, dude, fly to the side. But he just keeps flying down the road right above my truck. It's like, dang. Yeah, you wouldn't think they'd be trying to fly at night, but I guess they got really good eyes. They can see that water or wherever they're heading to. I know these bricks seem to reflect the heat a lot better than when it was open. Because last year, before I put those bricks in, heck, I was putting... Alright, talk to you later, Deidre. I had fog earlier, but it's clearing up. It seems to be. There's still quite a bit, though, but not like it was a little bit ago. Well, I guess I better call it a night, guys. Been on here for an hour and a half, so. Yeah, me too, buddy. So, who all's left on the chat? Have a good night, guys. I'll try to do another one next weekend. Alright, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, Mark. Night, Doug. Brandy.